because it's funny. Also, I like that the very first part of the recording is me saying because it's funny. It's flawless.
Lies! Lies and slander!
Lies and libel.
Oh, man.
Ah! Everything is up!
Yay.
Don't take that the wrong way, you perverts.
We are now online in the digital realm, broadcasting to the third dimension.
Oh, it says it's
Online.
streaming. Okay, there it goes.
It's too early.
Jack, I can touch you!
What?
Wait. More what?
Okay.
It's an Invader Zim reference.
Oh. I don't remember that one.
Or is that Invader Zim? I might have just embarrassed myself in front of, like, everyone who watched this.
Yeah.
Well, you're in luck. Usually nobody watches.
You've embarrassed yourself in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Fuck, that is an Invader Zim. It's from Intermission. I'm dumb. I'm very dumb.
You have
But
embarrassed
it's-
yourself in front of ones of people.
It's also like 6:25 in the morning. I can be dumb. I'm allowed to.
Oh.
Fair. Okay. Well then, recap time.
Alright, I'll recap. God, no.
I was actually waiting for it. It's like, yes.
I stayed in a room all day and stared at some guy's corpse.
Whoa, that is he's definitely dead. Except he's not.
That's a shame.
He's gonna sit back up, and we're all gonna freak out.
And then someone's actually gonna shoot him again.
Yeah.
was all-
Guy will panic and shoot him.
It was all stage makeup. Yeah, guys gonna shoot him. Zombie.
Only I can do that!
Die, die, die.
It's a natural!
Only I can do that. Okay, so one.
Help me! Help me! He's trying to kill me again! What do you mean again? He tried to kill me the first time I came in the room!
Oh my god.
Guys, I think his existential crisis has reached critical mass. I think we need to put him down.
Okay,
Joke's on us, we can't.
Okay, so.
But yes.
So recap. Contracts are evil. For as good as a role we have throughout the entire session, the second a contract comes up, we're all retarded.
Like, literally, yeah.
Just
That was the sound of vomiting brains up.
You.
So we harassed, let's see, Anderson. We harassed Vet. We harassed Old Mother Hubbard.
Hey, you leave Mother Hubbard alone.
She's not that old.
Should I be concerned? Why are you harassing all these people?
Okay, by we,
Because
I mean,
Other suspects.
Yeah.
by we, I mean not me or the Otter, because we were in the library. He was causing trouble. I was learning some legalese because this is stupid.
Guy was standing there, looking intimidating, which is very hard to do when you're as small as he is.
Except it apparently worked.
You look like a fluffy raptor. I think that's fairly
An angry,
intimidating.
fluffy raptor who doesn't want to be there.
To be fair, a fluffy raptor would be adorable and snuggly.
Yes.
Until it starts biting.
I mean, I'd be more worried about those claws, but... I mean-
Honestly, even if it's biting, it would still be adorable and fluffy. It would just also be biting.
Could we get back to the recap, please?
No. Yes.
So,
Sorry.
so far, we are currently very suspicious of Vet, because so far, what we've determined is she benefits the most out of it. The doctor would benefit from it because she doesn't want her daughter involved in sports ball.
Rebound.
Rebound, yes.
Shh, let us have this.
And Mr. Anderson really didn't want this guy to die because he was gonna get a contract, which we were bad at reading.
Mhm.
that basically would have been like, hey, you're back in, let's go. You get to be the star again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all we got.
Yep, we... also, we revealed that Archibald and, Vet were having a sexual relationship, which it adds a certain number of drama.
Yeah.
Also, it casts an interesting light on Vet, who is very, like, kind of stoic about this whole nonsense. Even though the person that she was in a sexual relationship was just shot in the heart and left for dead.
Well, sexual doesn't necessarily mean romantic.
I mean, still, you'd think she'd at least be a little, like, I would be a little distraught if someone I was having a sexual relationship who is in the cabin next door was killed in the middle of the night.
Oh no! Everyone I have sex with dies!
Unless you're a disassociative misanthrope.
I mean, I have the latter, but I'm a former.
They have to both be together, otherwise it doesn't work. Being a misanthrope and being disassociative are not necessarily related, and without one without the other means you can still more or less relate to human beings, which sucks for you. Because now you have to feel those emotions that, hey, your friend was murdered, so maybe you should give a shit.
Wow,
Still
these,
shit, though.
this music with this recap is kind of lovely.
Stupid emotions.
Stupid emotions.
Bloody emotions, I don't need them.
Stupid emotions, I'm gonna be a cog now. I am now robot.
They-
Their cogs feel emotions too.
Yeah.
No!
Why
I'll
was
be a
I
cog
built to
soon.
feel pain?
Why, creator? Why? Why?
Okay, so Bowers needs to be messed with, and I don't actually have anything on Arlena.
I don't have anything on...
Arlena's, like, so far we don't really
Arlena,
need
yeah.
anything on him.
Alina is the security chief of the...
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god, this music.
yeah, it's lovely. It's perfect for this.
It's fitting for my 6 a.m. incompetence.
I don't trust the security guard. I don't trust the CSO. I don't, because it's not me. Trust no one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so...
I don't trust the snarky robot. You know what happens when robots get snarky? People die. They start asking for Sarah Connor, and things go downhill from there.
Okay. Anyway. So, our current line of questioning seems to be... that... The current setup is that it seems like, what's his name? Jeremiah wanted to get back into the league. He had a contract rolled up. So he had a vested interest in not seeing Archibald dead unless there's a motive that we don't know about. Vet had a relationship with Styleswit, which could be good or bad. It could mean that she, again, has a vested interest in him being alive, or that it might have been a crime of passion and she shot him over, something emotional. And then it seems like the daughter of of Odell and Cyrus Hubbard's, Salome, wanted to become a Rebound League member.
So
Plot
I
twist,
suppose-
they're all guilty.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, and we we also know they have some really sketchy tech, which means they have access to some really fun things. Like
All of them?
One of them. One of them has
Yeah.
access to the spam in a can.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, there was some, I vaguely remember some hemming and hawing about trying to track if one of those was printed out on the ship,
Which it wasn't.
which it wasn't.
And a palm shot. So, we have basically my thinking is we gotta find whoever would have. We don't have space internet, so I can't do background checks on people.
Oh, you did identify the bullet, correct?
Mhm.
It was a palm shot.
Yeah, pretty sure it was a palm shot.
If not an actual palm shot, then a similar kind of.
Yeah. Might be some sort of zip gun, like, knockoff of one.
I know. I've solved it just now. It is a stowaway micro with a tiny rifle.
Hello! Wait a minute. Guy, you did the murder? No, but I am the stowaway!
Why is he suddenly a lady from Monty Python?
Oh.
I'm a kobold, fuck you!
Firstly, no. Secondly, that's adorable, but also no. Alright, so I say cut to Lavana and see what she's been up to.
Oh god, what have I been up to?
Oh no, I didn't plan for this.
For a, I would assume for a good while, you have been, probably conversing with the doctor person who you know, who they first called in. Who, as you probably found out, is actually one of the suspects. I'm just telling you this because the others already found out that doctor, a deer, is Odell Hubbard.
Okay.
Her and her husband were on the suspect list.
And what did she specialize in again?
She is a surgeon with pulse. So, she works more in the like enhancement surgeries and stuff like that.
Understanding of anatomy. Okay. I don't think I'd bring it up unless they came back and checked in on her too. I don't.
No, she when they talked to her, they basically talked to her, to Cyrus, her husband, and asked him to call his wife in, and they were surprised when the doctor lady showed up.
Okay. Then at this point, I'm basically alone, huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, can I do a lovely investigation of the room, see if there's any more clues around?
Ah, of course you can.
Right.
So, anything particular you would like to do?
I want to check the. He died in his bed. No sign of struggle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Poor bastard.
And okay, I want to check there. I want to check possibly the bathroom and around the door frame. Just around the entrance, basically. Entrance
Okay.
to the room. I don't know I'm allowed to say more than 3, but I feel 3 is fair for.
Okay. Okay. For the what sort of checking do you do? Just like looking around, or anything more special than that?
You said the toggles are offline, but they still do have functionality.
Yeah. Other than that, they still work perfectly fine. They just don't have basically the SoulNet access. I think it's called SoulNet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We cannot access Space Google.
Is it possible I could scan those areas?
What sort of scan?
With my brain.
Is Shark Boy going to be summoned?
I don't know if EM fields would help in this case.
Hey, Bitey, I need you.
This one's terrible. This one's bad.
Okay. Well, let's start with a body perceive search check, please.
Right. This won't suck. Well, probably not. Body perceive. Search is 1 plus 2.
I mean,
Okay.
with the whole.
Okay, that's 2 successes. That's good.
Oh, I was gonna scroll it.
Now, what you can determine as you like look around the bed and stuff is the way it looks to you is like he wasn't like shot on the bed. It looks really more like he was standing and then shot and fell back onto the bed.
Do a full cavity search. Maybe he was hiding something.
Oh my god. Yeah, might as well. I have time.
Hey.
Get the gloves.
I mean, just saying, as silly as that sounds, that is actually part of autopsy procedure.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I already fished around his insides for a bullet. I don't really care.
Just fish around the
Yeah.
rest of his insights.
Well, give me a
Mind exert.
no, but well, let's keep with body perceive medicine. I think that would still be body perceive.
Oh boy.
Turns out he's not
Oh.
dead. He's just drugged.
Not bad.
You find a neurotoxin.
Okay. You find signs of some augmentations. It's not can't necessarily say what sort of thing exactly. But hey, this is a Pulse person, so not really surprising.
Yeah.
However, there's not really anything.
On his person.
Yeah, not really anything you can find that shouldn't be there.
Well, if he died standing, what's nearby the bed?
What do you mean nearby?
You said he was originally standing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I check under the bed? Is there no space under the bed?
There is. There's a lot of darkness down there.
All right, I'll just flash a little flashlight into it because my I believe I do have a flashlight on me. At least on my armor.
A few dust bunnies flee in terror, but other than that, nothing interesting.
No. I don't really know where to search. I said the 3 locations I can think of, and
Okay. Well, give me another body perceive search roll then, please.
okay, give me all the ones. So you have to ask for it. That way, it gives you the opposite.
All right. Nothing unusual in the bathroom.
Alright. Bathroom's nice. Do I know what brand of toothpaste he uses?
You do.
Used.
You do. It's one of the fancy, expensive Pulse toothpastes.
Neat. Keep those augmentations clean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, question. Do
Yes?
we know if this guy has an insurance policy? Like a revival one?
You do not know.
Yeah, we can't really check that information because offline.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
not really
I mean-
the kind of thing people, tell you.
I mean, at the same time, we've been hired to investigate a murder. I mean, this should be information that we should know because and I'm not just talking like just insurance. I just had a thought of like maybe this was an insurance scam murder. I don't know. Maybe someone wanted to collect. In an age of hacking and digital misinformation, you could just change the recipient of an insurance policy and murder the bastard.
Well, you do not know.
Yeah. I have to think about that. I mean, alternatively, when we get off of the next port, we could just revive him, Hey, buddy, who shot you? Oh, it was this guy. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. Thought so.
That's not how this works.
Oh, darn.
If I might,
Yes?
just to answer a thing real quick. Most of the time when it comes to reviving a person after they've died, there is that at least an hour or so of memory that's not going to be present in them, even if they have a backup. There's lore reasons for that. I just can't remember what they are aside from
Well, it's
it'll be disjunct.
yeah. No, it's just with these the way these things usually work is that that it's very much like saving your game. You go to some sort of place where they make a scan of you, and then when you die and get resurrected that way, it's from that scan. So you basically go back to that point.
Which was a central plot point of a different group of people.
Yeah.
No plugs for other campaigns.
Yeah. Just for those who have read a lot of background stuff, the reason it's different with the Koksune is basically because they have the communications possibilities to constantly stream backups. So
Yeah, they have quantum brains.
but everybody else has to go into a place and do a scan, and then they get back to that point. So yeah, even if he did get resurrected, it would the resurrection point would at least be several days old. So he would not be, or I mean, maybe he still knows something, but he couldn't just say, "Oh yeah, that guy shot me," because he doesn't know. Yeah, bathroom, nothing out of the ordinary. Now do one more for the door, please.
Well, here comes the bad roll. Okay, yeah, it's the bad roll. Yep, it's the bad roll. It's one less.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay. There seems to be nothing wrong with the door, which is telling in its own right. Because at least as far as you can tell, nobody forced the door.
Do I know anyone who might have a way into this room aside from him? Aside from the security officer. Well, security officer is a suspect.
No, you do not.
I mean, Milo could probably get his way in.
Shush.
As long as there's not a contract involved, he's probably fine.
In order to enter this door, you must read and agree to the fucking DMCA thing.
You must explain what this contract says. Fuck.
Levana, as far as you know, only he had actual access to his room.
I'm going to bring that up with the group, not with the security, who's currently standing outside the door. And are there any other potential places of interest I could check? I mean, I do have that lovely out of place, find secrets in a room. I need to read that real quick, just to make sure it applies.
I think that is when you fail the roll.
I mean, I'm not finding anything, so I'm technically failing.
Yep, but you didn't fail the rolls, though.
Once per episode, spot check during this act that failed to reveal apartment, passage, drawer, or other secret in a room. It will prompt the guide to tell you that your subconscious is gnawing at me to check again.
No, that's just guy gnawing on your arm.
Oh.
Excuse me, I don't gnaw.
I chew like a civilized vector.
Exactly.
So I'm chewing on your arm.
Prefer nom.
Nope, I don't gnaw either. I'm not 6 years old.
I am not small, cute, and chibi.
You insult my intelligence and my stature.
So is that a place gnawing at me or nah?
No.
No.
Nah.
God damn it.
I saw that coming. Like a freight train, I saw that coming.
Okay. I can't think of much.
Yes.
I can't think of much else. So,
That is okay. That is perfectly okay.
I don't know. I feel like I botched the investigation RP style.
That's okay. So did I. Who cares?
That's a dice roll. That's not RP. As far as I know. Alright, then I'm gonna try and meet up with the group and explain that the entry was not forced.
That's not difficult. I mean, Kuva and Guy are in the area. You know, they're doing the interrogations, and the people they're interrogating are all here. So, not right here, but in this part of the ship.
Sharkboy just needs a simple text.
So, do you need me to make a roll for these interrogations, or do you need me to let it be?
Nah, they're just pure RP.
I do need to check Shark Boy to see if he can determine if any electronic intrusion or something, just to see if it was actually a legitimate entry or not, or if it's been tampered with.
That's an actual thing, except these aren't physical locks, so I can't use my normal.
I mean, but
Well,
you might be
you're
able
still
to
a giant
access
tech
them.
nerd.
I know,
Yeah.
it's just what I had in mind. I suddenly realized doesn't work because, raisins.
But yeah, then I'm going to call Shark Boy and get him over to the door. Check that out.
Shark
Where's
Boy
Lava Girl?
and Lavana Girl.
Have no fear, Shark Boy is here. We don't have Lava Girl yet. Someone get the bird a flamethrower.
No, get the transcendent implant that lets you turn into a phoenix.
Oh.
In excitement?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I can be a phoenix?
Yeah. There's a transcendent implant where if you crank it up, you like explode.
See,
into
I
fire.
have an issue with this because I'm planning to also go gooey eventually. I'm just gonna melt myself.
No.
Well, then you'll really be Lava Girl.
Then you'll just be a fire slime. Those are a thing. You'll actually
You'll
be
jiggle
lava.
threateningly.
You will actually be Lava Girl at that point.
Okay, back to the game.
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Okay.
I
Texted
mean,
Shark.
We had to have an interlude so Shark Boy had time to show up.
Shark. Oh, fair.
You have time to show up.
I know, that's what that interlude was. Shark Boy is going to
Okay,
do
well,
something.
in informations have been exchanged. You're all up to date now. What is your next move?
I'm gonna check the things to see if there was anything funny. So,
What things?
well, I'm gonna check the door panel and see if someone did an SQL injection or something. I just made
Okay.
people mad because I didn't call it sequel. People are now upset.
Okay.
You say that, but I don't hear anyone yelling upset. Immediately mobbed by angry mob. Well, shit.
Suddenly an angry mob with pitchforks and torches.
Hey,
Oh.
what are you guys doing? You weren't scheduled till later.
and Raspberry Pis because this apparently is a tech mob.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of IT guys.
There's some infighting about Debian or Red Hat. I'm assuming digital operation.
Yes, please. Mind perceive.
Did someone use a key card or force their way in?
Let's check for sequel injections.
Ooh.
I do not know what that is, but I assume you do not find any.
Okay.
Key card it is.
Or
Came in with him.
maybe
Okay,
person-
there is okay. There's no like log or anything of that the like internally to the whole door mechanism that will tell you, hey, I opened this and then and everything. Because well that you think should be there, but the like the specified area is the type of that security system glitch, which turned off the cameras. Looks like that also includes the door locks. Lock as in not lock as in locking, but lock as in what is logged.
Oh, so you're saying, in
That they
short,
fail open.
well, no.
No.
that I was gonna say, pardon me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that mean then that we're essentially electronically blind during the period that this happened?
Yes.
In other words, no amount of us fiddle-faddling about with the tech will let us see what happened. Crap. It's literally down to old-fashioned putting things together in our brains and making sure we have all the accounts straight.
I'm going to cover Shark Boy's ears because telling him he's not allowed to mess with tech is going to make him cry. Oh wait, he doesn't have ears.
Well, I mean,
He is a Henny, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we have access to his toggle?
You request that. The toggle has been confiscated, you know,
Okay, so
by ship security.
what I want to know is that during that blackout, would the door have still worked?
Yes. As,
Okay,
as far as far as you can tell, the blackout thing really only affected the let's say recording. Other than that, doesn't look like anything has the door hasn't been tampered with. So as far as you can tell, it has not been forced open digitally either.
Okay. So the case hasn't been messed with. Okay. Because I was thinking that the spam in the can basically just made everything not even. Okay, so now I have a better understanding.
Spam in it can basically just overloads anything that's recording with, you know, like white noise or whatever the equivalent is.
Recording or transmitting, because it also affects like active radio channels. So if you're trying to, like, you know, knock out a guard, you can throw a spam in a can at his feet and he won't be able to transmit for help because all they'll get is just static.
Yeah. Well, I was just asking because, well, baby, because I'm a nerd. It's like, well, how is it gonna read the Kree card if it can't? I'm overthinking it. Okay, I'm being a nerd.
Yes. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, but it doesn't
Cease.
work.
Desist.
They
Let it
still
be a
gave
thing.
us information.
Mhm.
It still required a key card, or they came in with him.
Oh, is
Pretty
there any kind of backup for if, say, power goes out on the ship and we need to get in and out?
I would assume so. Power wasn't out though.
I know. But maybe they used the backup. I don't know.
That's not how it works. The power wasn't out. There was a signal jam. It is literally like, okay, you know that thing that happens in like every other sci-fi?
No, I know it's
No,
going. I'm
at
going
one
on.
point.
I'm just thinking of things that could have happened because you don't. The backup's always there. But I'm just
You're
going
looking
to-
for an excuse to tech this, and unfortunately, it can't be teched.
I mean, it got
I'm
teched a
looking-
little bit.
I'm looking for it. I'm trying to figure out how they got in the first place. I'm
It's
trying
They
to
really
opened
simple.
the door, which still had power. Her
Well,
job.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not just gonna open for anybody. Milo's gonna take his key card and try it on the door.
Doesn't work.
Well,
See?
I mean,
You see? You see?
I said they needed to have a key card for that door, or came in with him.
Also, I'd like to think that Milo and Guy are currently like using Skype on their toggle.
Two are right next to each other.
Yeah,
Even better. Right, because they haven't gone to mess with the Bowers yet.
that long-suffering sigh from the GM. Yeah, I think you guys are overthinking the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Painfully.
the
That's
door
what
does.
I do. That's why I'm here. That's my job.
Okay.
You guys, I think it's one guy.
Yeah.
And that guy's not Guy.
That's literally my whole role. That's what I get paid for. That's what I get paid
Okay. Well,
Unfortunately.
you can overthink the door in the corner, and we'll go solve the mystery.
Milo's gonna go into the corner in the fetal position and sob.
This is what I was trying to prevent.
Aww.
Okay, not sob, but just like the very anime, suddenly that corner is very dark and gloomy. Just,
Rain cloud above you.
rain cloud and the purple lines of sadness.
The Purple Lines of Sadness. That's my new prog rock album.
The purple lines of sadness. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking
exactly.
about when the character suddenly goes grayscale and then purple lines. Okay. Back on track.
Okay.
Tygon?
So
Yes.
Never mind. I'll let them finish.
I'm just trying to get us back on track.
I don't really know what to do.
Well, I mean, okay, look. Do we have a timeline, like an actual scheduled timeline of, okay, where was everybody who was there at any point? Do we have any way of knowing outside of just testimony of
Outside
what's
of
going
testimony?
on? And, hold up, let me finish, please, so I can get all the thoughts before I forget them. Outside of personal testimonies from the people who were aboard and involved with the person, and outside of what we can physically deduce based on the body and the crime scene.
We do
Do
up
we have
until
any other sources of information?
we have the camera feeds from the security system up until what was the time? Midnight to what?
Let me check.
It was like midnight to like 3 a.m. something like that, right?
We can also check the other camera feeds during that time to see if anyone left that area.
Well, no, the cameras didn't work during that time.
Oh, all of
Like,
them?
all of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
All
Yeah,
of them in
that's
that
the
area.
problem.
Well, all of them in that area. So if someone was on the other side of the ship,
Well, and keep in mind, last session, DM said that it was confirmed by security that no one entered or left this section of the ship. Hence why we have the suspect pool that we do, because the suspect pool that we have is all of the people that were in in that area of the ship at that time.
Exactly.
So,
So we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
That's
that
not our
is-
dealio.
Yeah, that's irrelevant.
Alright,
Well,
Josh checking.
What I'm asking is specifically, what can we know, and where can we know it from, outside of the physical looking at the thing
Mhm.
and talking to the people?
Did I get a time of death from the doe, or was I able to determine that myself?
You found yourself in a green somewhere between 2 and 4 a.m.
okay, so
So it was in the latter half.
Oh, let me check to make sure that I got it right. 2 and 4, yes.
That helps a little bit, I imagine? Or no?
Okay, well, the camera glitch, the one that was repeating, started earlier than that. It started like about the quarter to midnight. That's 15 minutes before midnight, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, and went on until wait, I wrote this all down somewhere. Where did I need to organize my notes better.
Take your time.
The perpetual problem of any decent DM.
Yeah.
I don't know where all my notes are!
It'd be worse if you said, "Oh God, I don't have any notes."
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, we've entered the ephemeral realm of improv.
Where only the most insane of players and campaigns dare venture.
Well,
Okay. Okay, yeah, the glitch started shortly before midnight and went until somewhere around 4. The additional one, the one that was new, that started around 2 and is still going.
Wait. There's one that's still going?
Yes.
feel like
It's the one that's cutting us off from the toggles, from the greater Ethernet thingy, my barber. Ethernet, the SoulNet, that.
Right.
So we need to find that source in order to stop that, but that's not going to solve the issue at hand, unfortunately. At least the other one we're actually trying to figure out.
Actually, to be fair, Shark Boy could probably find that with his, because that's going to be vomiting out a lot of EMF, given its nature. So you all could go harass Bowers, and I could go look for that.
Probably.
I'm not so good at that whole talking thing, but I wouldn't mind being present.
I was going to say you could join me.
And what exactly are you planning to do?
I'm going to go hunt for the thingy. I'm going to hunt for the jam.
Walk around with his eyes closed. Somehow finding things.
Yeah.
He's gonna use his shark sniffer. Do a sniffer snaff.
Okay.
You can
Paris
call
the
me
2,
Toby.
or let him do a solo mission.
Don't you know you never split the party.
Never let that damn thief out of sight.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, let me put it this way. We have a murderer somewhere on the ship. Let's use the buddy system.
Kura's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. We shall the whisper. I'm not worried about some sort of asshole with a palm shot. But then again, he's feeling cocky, so ignore him, please.
Ignore him, please! Please!
I'm gonna just give him a quick bap on the back of the head. We are talking about a potential assassin. One that took one shot and hit exactly in the heart. Or where...
Well, I mean, they could have been touching their chest, which would have made that really easy.
From what I understand, the gun did not go off against them.
Yeah,
It
So,
was
non-point blank range.
yeah. So it was fired from across the room because we didn't find any powder burns on the victim's clothing or
Ah,
body.
yes! Yes,
And-
yes, that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
Let's stick with buddies.
Yeah.
Guy doesn't have to worry about, he's his own buddy.
Oh boy. Okay, buddy system. Now, who
All
goes first?
See, I've been leading the interrogations, but if somebody else wants to handle that,
I can.
I'll be back up. So Guy and Kura will still be on interrogations.
Mhm.
That mean Lavana and Shark Boy are going off to rub Shark Boy's nose
Milo!
and things until he finds the jamming.
He's just gonna sort of fall over as soon as he finds it, isn't he?
He's just like, hey guys, I think I found the hey gurk shut down.
No,
Oh.
spoop.
Oh, did we lose Shark Boy?
No.
Oh no. Oh,
Milo is still here.
Oh, okay.
Milo.
Okay, who would like to start?
The investigation
Philo.
is more important.
alright. Guy.
Grill Bowers first, and then I'll do my hunt.
Alright.
Lead on, buddy.
I don't like having an empty page.
Alright, so, may I ask?
Hmm?
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say you can find Edward Bowers in like the sort of a far corner of the area,
Edvard.
and much like the others, he will admit you to his cabin upon request.
Okay.
What is Mr. Edward?
Mr. Bowers, please.
Oh yeah.
Edward Bowers is a lynx. He looks pretty young, you know. Probably around 20, if that.
Alright. So let's go ahead and get into his quarters and set him down for a little chit-chat.
So there's a kid on a luxury cruise. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be asking about that. So, Guy, once he's, set Edward down on a chair somewhere, is there an extra chair in there, or, how's his cabin look?
Well, it's more or less the same kind of cabin as all of them are. You know, it's a area that the cabins are pretty much the same. So there's like a couch and comfortable chairs and plenty of places to sit.
Alright. So, Edward. Do you prefer Eddie? Edward? What?
Edward is fine.
Alright, Edward. So, how long have you been aboard? And how long have you been in this part of the ship?
Well, I've been in this part the whole cruise, and I went on in I didn't come up with the name, but it's basically since the same stop that Stalswood has been on.
Is someone making a note of that?
Guess not.
Would someone kindly repent and do that?
Alright. Let's see.
Oh, I'll happily make a note, but I need to know what was said again, because brain sucks.
Brain.
He's
sucks.
been on the same stop since...
Since the victim.
There you go. So he arrived onto the ship at the same time as them.
Alright.
Okay. And did you have a... Did you, know our dearly departed friend at all?
No.
Didn't really interact with him much for the cruise? Didn't see them?
No. I prefer to stay in my cabin.
Really? Young kid like you? On a cruise like this? And you stay in your cabin?
Well, yeah.
You have trouble with other people?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So... social interaction isn't your big thing then? How'd you get here then?
I won this. I won a cruise. It was a raffle thing.
A raffle? On what?
On the net.
Gurup raises a brow and says, well, I suppose that's easy enough to verify. I can just check with security.
Side note, I am not simply doing a very, very bad job at improvisation. That's really how he sounds.
I figured.
Yeah,
I figured he was
give
being
us his own
evasive.
admittance at being terrible in social situations.
Yeah, he is obviously nervous and
His middle name Luigi.
stammering for answers and things like that.
You know, Edward, you really don't have to be worried about anything. I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm kind of creepy looking, but at the same time, you don't have to be worried.
Well, no, you look fine.
Oh my.
Well,
Not every time somebody says something nice about someone else, it's a request to bad with them or something.
that's not really what I meant there, Edward. I meant... You admitted you have a hard time with other people in interaction. Have you been able to interact with anybody for more than like a minute or two this entire cruise?
I'm okay. I mean, I don't really wanna. I'm fine staying in my cabin.
So what do you do all day?
I don't know, on my computer.
Oh my god.
And?
I am totally writing down that he's a nerd.
What do you mean, and?
Milo is just like, yes, I am amongst my own kind.
Except
he's
here.
not.
Okay, Edward, let me be blunt. I'm gonna take a look at this from a non-understanding, bullheaded jerk officer kind of point of view. I'm not this, but let me show you how it kind of looks. Here we have all these dramatic people on this luxury cruise. We got people with big personalities, right?
Yes.
All these people, they're either paid to be here or bought their ticket. And of all these people, there's only one, so far that I can tell, who spends no time talking to anyone. They don't interact with the stewards or stewardesses. They don't talk to their fellow passengers. They don't go out and do any of the activities, even if they're just by themselves, being seen by other people. For all intents and purposes, you might as well have been a stowaway.
I'm not a stowaway.
That's not the point. The point is no one knows you. No one knows you're here. Except maybe security because you're in their registry. If that. My point is this. Who's going to account for where you've been aside from you? And who's going to believe you? This doesn't look good. If you get implicated more than a hair's breadth, you'd be really easy to point that finger at and let fall. He
stammers and looks shocked, like, you know, the kind of, oh crap, I didn't think of that look.
You see what I'm talking about? You're not the only one who likes to spend most of his time more or less alone. Don't get me wrong, I like my friends, but, when you're in a ghetto, you tend not to, associate with certain people that much.
We get two.
So, do you see why I'm kind of wanting you to tell me what you're doing on your computer? I mean, if it's the private stuff, don't tell me. But at the same time, we need to be able to account for what you've been doing and what you were doing around the time that, our buddy, left us. Because if we can't give a good accounting, somebody might start trying to point uncomfortable questions your way. And I don't know that we can help if you don't tell us what's going on.
Well, I was checking message boards, talking with, chatting with friends, stuff like that. What you do online?
Kuro will butt in and say,
If you don't mind, then we'll need the electronic alibi. We'll have our technician look at your computer with your permission.
Do you have to?
I mean, do you want to be charged with murder? I don't want to do that, but security is not going to be as considerate as we are.
Out of character,
Yes.
did I miss him explaining how he has internet access?
I mean, he was on his computer last night. He didn't say from what time to what time.
How long has it been?
Which is the next thing I'll be asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I didn't miss something.
Sit down, techie boy. We'll get there.
And besides, you're not here. Shut up.
That's why I was out of character. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss something.
I me. I the me.
I want good notes, damn it!
Well, don't worry. This is not gonna be on the test.
It could be. I don't know
Edward's
that.
response.
Carry on.
I'm sorry. Where were we?
Whether or not he'd give us permission to to have his computer checked, so they can have the online alibi of, oh hey, I was on doing this thing.
Or even the offline alibi, he was just, like, watching the in-flight movie system and there's some sort of verification that he wasn't,
Oh, that's suspicious as hell too. He said he was talking to friends, except no signals getting out.
Shh! Don't know
okay.
if he was doing it during that time. Hush! Hush!
I'm not there!
Yeah, you haven't even asked him yet where he was at the time of the.
Exactly. We haven't gotten to it yet.
He said, "What do you guys have someone who knows the way around computers?"
We can do that.
And I hope you don't mean those idiots that they employ on this ship.
Well, I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate you calling them idiots, but at the same time, no, we don't.
Well, they are. Have you seen the security? I'm sure they are.
Edward, have you been poking your nose where it doesn't belong?
Of course not. I never do that.
Kuro grins and says,
Don't worry about it. So long as the kid didn't shoot anyone, I'm not gonna tattle that he was checking out security systems. I mean,
It's not our business. We weren't hired for that.
yeah. Plus, it's not like I haven't disassembled half of the appliances in my cabin out of curiosity. I mean,
Kura, you know you have to put those back together, right?
I already did. It's not disruptive.
Uh-huh.
I'm just
Just make sure-
saying, curiosity
Just make
isn't
sure
something
it
that's to
all
be
works
punished.
the same way. Anyway, Edward, look. If you've been poking around, we're not gonna say anything. The point is this. We need you to be able to account for where you were when the murder happened. And if you left an online footprint, or even a system's log footprint of, hey, I accessed one of the movies from here, or something like that, we can account for where and what you were doing. On some measure. So that we can make sure any suspicion that could be thrown your way can be kind of hand-waved. Does that make sense?
I guess.
So, were you on your computer at the time? Between 12 a.m. and about 4?
Until the net went away.
What'd you do when the net was down?
For a while I was just, puttering around. hoping it would come back, but when it didn't, I watched some TV, and then I went to oh damn it, no.
What?
Oh crap.
Edward, if you don't have anything to hide, you're not going to get in trouble. But if you withhold information intentionally from us, I can promise you this. I will step aside, and I will let security handle it. And as you said, they're idiots. They're not going to be nice to you, they're not going to respect your privacy, and they're not going to definitely not going to respect your person. It's not about me and you trying to trick us or any of that nonsense. It's about us making sure you aren't implicated in something you have nothing to do with.
Guy in Kuva.
Kura.
Kura, yeah, sorry.
What's his barbarian cousin?
Yes.
Please give me a community perceive subterfuge roll, please. Both of you.
What?
Angry doggo smells lies.
Alright. 6, 12, 12.
Jesus.
I'm going to roll terribly compared to that, so
Alright,
let's do
3
this.
ones incoming.
Yeah!
Stop making fun of guys' rolls like that.
Is that curse still there, by the way?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Guy just starts making angry fox noises and falls over on the floor.
Haha! I have no idea what I'm doing. Squirrel!
Okay, after your very well chosen words and a lot of stern looks and the how very obvious it is that this poor Lynx is hiding something. He eventually proverbially breaks down, like puts his face in his hands and says, "Oh, okay. I admit, I'll tell you everything." And I actually need my notes, so I can tell you everything. There.
Metasploit.
It's Styles would put me here.
Styles.
Yeah. Here. I hacked into the database for his company a few months back, and they caught me. And ever since then, he has me do stuff for him. And he brought me along here so I can tinker with a like security system for him of the ship, so that his affair with that with the cheetah can remain secret. Oh wait! Did you know about that?
Yeah, it was actually kind of obvious.
Oh, okay. He looked very shocked there for a moment.
So,
Kura kind of shakes his head and goes,
It isn't your fault. People talk.
And anyway, yeah, he had me set it up so that, like, at night, basically all the surveillance in this area of the ship gets turned off, so they can get together without anybody knowing.
so is this about the time Milo's sniffing just kind of bumps him into the door?
Oh, shush. Wait till after.
So, you've been responsible for the jams.
Well, not this thing with the net. That wasn't me, really.
Okay.
You gotta believe me. I'm almost going crazy here. This is horrible.
You'd rather be home. I get it.
I'd rather be somewhere with SoulNet access.
Kura kind of gives him that, like, conceding, yeah, no, I follow you there, look.
Guy's going to look at both of them like, come on, guys. We have something more important to be talking about than the internet.
Yeah, the surveillance thing that was me. He sends me a message when he wants it started, and he usually checks in to make sure that everything was well. He didn't last night, so but I figured everything was fine, and I just went to bed. I don't know, around 4 or so. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously security wouldn't like that, but at the same time, if you're willing to help us figure this out and find out who really did it, we can probably make sure you don't get in trouble for any of that. At the very
Okay.
least, make sure that we don't say anything. Right, Kura?
Kura nods and says,
As far as I'm concerned, so long as you didn't shoot the guy, you're innocent. You had to do a job, and you did that job.
Exactly. So we might be coming back later, unless there's something else you feel you ought to tell us.
But the otter's not
Shh. You leave Julius out of this.
I mean, that's kind of the idea.
I don't really know. What sort of things do you need to know?
Was there anyone else that your boss was seeing on the side? Any cause for jealousy?
Nothing I can think of. He did some business with that Hubbard guy, and there were I think they had some disagreements about some of their recent investments. Oh, I think there was something with his assistant. I don't know. I don't know people. I know computers, but I got the impressions they were not getting along.
Well, that's helpful.
that does actually help.
I'm trying to think of like what we can use it for.
See,
I have a burn fart.
Milo's not here. I'll have him. When Milo gets updated, he's going to have questions and concerns. Because holy shit.
So, tell you what, Edward. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and let you go for now. Just stick around, stay where we can get to you. We're going to send our tech guy in to have a chat with you. You can be
Okay.
probably a little bit more forward with him and tell him more of the details, because he'll actually understand them properly. And if you feel like you have anything else you need to tell us, like if there's been somebody else who might have had issues with Stallswood, anything like that, you let us know, alright?
Okay.
Because as far as I'm concerned, it sounds like you're just the poor middleman who's stuck in all this drama that didn't really want anything in here. Though,
I definitely didn't want to be in this.
though I think it might be prudent to mention maybe you shouldn't go poking your nose into a business's secure systems next time.
If wouldn't call them secure, but yeah, I get what you mean.
I know. They did a shit job of it. A lot of people think they're good at what they do, and they aren't. But my point is, if they think it's secure, then they find someone poking about, they tend to be mad. And then it's your fault for being where you weren't supposed to be. Even if they left the door wide open, so to speak.
Hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Alright. Kura, if you don't have anything else, I say we go have a little chat with some other folks.
Does that mean it's time for the meanwhile transition?
I guess so. Unless you, unless Guy and Kura have something else.
I don't really have any questions
not
for now. I say cut to the others.
Okay. In the meantime, Melissa and Milo.
Yes.
So, what exactly are you doing?
Now on to the adventures of Shurgast and Levanson.
The shark is paying me protection money, and I'm doing my job.
I'm doing no such thing.
Yes, you are.
There's no license about I have to worry about touching the fishy. No, I'm using my sniffer to see if I can find where this hecking jammer is.
Heckin' jammer!
You've been hecked. So I'm going to assume this is a body perceive.
Yes.
Sneak.
I would assume search, because I'm searching for something.
Yeah, I think so. That would be search.
Woo! I smell that.
Alright.
There's a lot of electronics on the ship, you know, which is to be expected.
Something smells funny though.
Well, I mean, if you changed your pants more regularly, it wouldn't.
Ew.
I'm sorry, which character has spent, like, the most scenes in the shower? Singing poorly.
Doesn't mean you got into different pants afterwards.
Grumble, grumble.
Okay. Let's please abandon that topic. However, you do not detect any unusual electromagnetic fields in this part of the ship.
What if it's... How much of this part... How much is this part of the ship? Is it, like, this entire half? Is it, like...
It's, let's say this quarter of the ship.
Okay. And it's the entire ship that's without it, right?
The entire ship is without communication, yes.
Okay. To the next part of the ship.
Okay, what do you consider the next part of the ship?
The next closest.
Are we really doing one at a time? Like, are you sure you don't want to, like, check something in particular first?
I mean, there's not really much to check. For as far as I can tell, it's not here.
Alright. I'll
Should
trust your snaz.
Can I do a logic roll so I can determine the next most likely place for it to be?
Sure, do a logic roll.
You're welcome.
I'm not good at logic, but let's do this. Is this mind exert?
Oh no, the world is set on fire by your logic!
Alright, okay. I'm not as terrible as I thought. But we'll see what happens. I'm assuming mind exert plus logic?
Yes, mind exert logic. Dang!
Looky there!
Wow, you got more mind exert than I do.
Okay. After some discussion, you both find yourself in agreement that any jamming field that would be strong enough to block this entire ship from communicating with Soulnet, you would have sensed already.
So then it's not a signal, it's on them! It's on the equipment!
You already checked the whole communications array. That was clean.
Something's misconfigured! I don't know. I'm also being called away, I'm sorry.
Since you both wrote really well, I'm gonna tell you, the next the logical conclusion is that it's software.
Something's misconfigured! Okay, I need like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Some sneaky beaky software that's not supposed to be there.
And back to the other group.
Sneaky beaky.
No, I don't want to be sneaky peeky like.
Okay, Kura, what have we learned from Mr. Edward that we didn't already know?
That the that the affair between the athlete and Salzwit was actually covert. I think it was obvious.
Oh yeah, just because it's obvious to us doesn't mean it's talked about. You know, public secrets. Things.
Kura kind of stares blankly at, it guy and says,
I was raised in a spyglass corp town. Everything is talked about. Unless it's really important.
Okay. Let me put it this way. Sometimes, there's a secret everyone already knows, but they don't say anything because they can't quote-unquote prove it. But more importantly, saying it would bring a lot of embarrassment, frustration, and potentially legal action from various parties. Depending on certain things. It's kind of like, you know how Pulse every now and again makes a sex tape of one of their biggest stars and just lets that leak out?
I'm familiar with the concept.
That's the idea here, is everybody knows that it happened, but no one will directly confront this person about it because of the embarrassment it would cause. Do you really want to talk to the, your favorite sports star about that thing they did that no one was supposed to see, but everyone was supposed to see because it's all a big publicity stunt? Crap like that. Social games. It's dumb, it's frustrating, and I don't like it any more than most spyglass folks do. However, that does tell us something. Somebody wasn't supposed to know about the affair. And not necessarily, his closest friends. Somebody potentially dangerous.
Like maybe his business partner.
Because, if the athlete has enough clout, well, they could have pulled money. They could have pulled some rank. They could have put some pressure to push the company one way or another. Potentially, anyway.
What did I miss?
Social musings with Kura and Guy.
Kura is sharing the opinion that if you're going to have an affair with someone, you might as well be public about it. Otherwise, people will use it as ammunition against you. And, you know, Guy was explaining the intricacies of not living in a Spyglass Corp town.
Okay, so we know it's software now.
Yeah.
Until it gets excited.
Oh my god.
Oh. No.
It's gotta go through firmware first.
Giggity.
And then we get to the hardware. Okay, so, to the server closet. Where all the software's gonna be.
Onwards.
Get the bubble pipe away!
I just heard the Mario doot 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 in my head.
I'm gonna confiscate that bubble pipe.
No. Don't make me get the rolls.
Don't take his Sherlock Holmes from him. He needs it.
He has nothing else. He has nothing left.
The internet's gone. What am I gonna do?
On to roleplay.
Alright.
Just be glad you're not being made to dress up. He has a Watson costume with him.
You actually have that.
Why does he have a Watson costume? Is probably the best question.
But is it
And why?
But
do you
is
have
it
this?
a sexy Watson costume?
I mean,
Hey,
Don't.
We'll leave the parody out.
we'll leave that to the viewers' imaginations. And again, he's a nerd.
Okay, yeah.
He's a nerd. What do you expect?
Why do you keep it with you at all times? Why did you pack
Why
it?
wouldn't? He's a nerd.
What? You never know when you need a good disguise.
I'm done.
I think.
I don't want to see this.
Do I have to roll for damage? Because it sounds
No.
like I need to roll for damage. Roll for sanity damage. Anyway, the server room.
Mhm.
First order of business, check the firewall. Make sure it's not misconfigured.
Okay. Give me a digital operate check, please.
Stupid, sexy short boy.
Stupid sexy Flanders.
Perfect.
Well, on first look, everything seems all right.
So the firewall's okay. Let's check the routing tables.
Okay. Well, first things first. When I say by now, it is getting very, very late.
I would like to point out you should probably give me some guidance on this kind of thing, or else I'm just going to nerd the hell out of it,
Yeah.
and we'll be here a while.
Yeah. No. Well, but what I was gonna say is that it's gonna be late, and with that I mean in game. This day is, kind of at the point where you should call it for this day. Because you guys are getting tired, and it's dark, and everybody would like to go to bed.
I don't want to go to bed when there's an assassin outside.
That's what the buddy
Okay,
system
we
is
can
for.
sleep in shifts.
The security team is, guys, we're sleepy. Could you do this tomorrow, please?
We're not
Security
paying up for your bullshit. Go away.
You fucked up, that's why this happened. Now shut up and let us do our job. Okay, now we call it quits and we can go to bed.
Fine.
Rant.
Part of me actually wants to do that too.
Rezi, I think we're getting some light static from your microphone.
Oh, on it.
It's aesthetic.
Also, I think I just accidentally killed the viewer's ears because I didn't mute myself on. Actually, no, I wouldn't have because I did it through the mixer. Never mind. We're all fine. Is there static still there?
Me.
I think so.
Wait, it's still there? Oh. Is it?
I can't hear anything.
I think
Sounds
so.
fine now.
Oh, it's fine now? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Who's bunking with who?
I have no complaints
Well,
for any of you.
if I remember, I don't remember who Milo was bunking with. I know the bird was the only one who had a room to herself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bird, you might. I don't think you wanna. I think you might wanna.
I've had enough Shark Boy for today.
I wasn't gonna say mine. I was gonna say pile into someone else's.
I get to choose.
Yeah, but whoever you
Sense of
bunk...
dread.
You know what?
Oh my
Whichever
god.
one does not have the otter. There we go.
Hey.
I was
About
gonna
that.
say, but whoever does whoever Milo bunk with have to wear the sexy Watson outfit?
No, that's only for adventure.
Oh,
We're not detectiving in our sleep. We're not that good.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, okay. That means Guy gets the Watson costume.
I will burn it.
No.
He may not exactly be fashion forward, but if he learned anything, he knows he doesn't look good in anything like that.
But it's classy.
But also far too much poof.
so it looks adorable
Exactly. Exactly. Completely defeating the purpose. Now then.
Okay. The next morning.
Can I have a few more hours?
No.
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 Okay, God just sort of shouted from the sky and told me no.
You wake now.
Where was I? Oh yeah. Milo is reminded that he was asked to check out somebody's computers.
Yeah. And Milo's going to point out to the group, it's like, well, I'm thinking one of two things. One, this kid was giving us all an act, and because he got into what should be a fairly secure system, so he's either really good at the Soldier engineering and tricked all of you and them, or this isn't an act and oh my god, their security was bad that some script kiddie got in. Let's hope for the latter, because we're gonna get into some horrible rabbit holes if it's the first one.
Well, I mean, either that or he's really good at his job, you know.
That's what
He did hack
that's
a
what I'm saying.
corporation and get tapped to be their new security officer because of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Milo, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Well,
Here's the thing. I at least can do social engineering. Did somebody?
Yeah.
Was there another murder?
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I tried to mute my mic when I sneezed, but instead I fell out of my chair.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
I think someone murdered the yin.
That second sneeze was in midair on the way down.
Oh, awa.
Also, I'd like to point out that I could feel Milo's ego rising up. You dare to insinuate someone is as good as me and could have done the same thing I did? No! I am the greatest hack!
Okay.
None can act as well as I.
Well, that is typically the mentality. I didn't make him that much of a stereotype. No, I was saying that since the kid actually went into a corporation and not just some other, not basically the nerdy wizard duel. Because for something like that, you gotta at least get inside first. Unless they really.
This is correct.
Oh man, that was funny.
Okay.
Someone died.
Son of a bitch!
Get down!
We lose more party members. Okay, so, what's first on the timetable for this morning?
Check the kid's computer.
Yeah.
I wonder if the kid dipped out.
Peace.
The kid is still there.
Oh, is it okay? Who else coming along with me? Is it everyone? Is it Robert? Because I'm gonna have.
Kura will, because I do actually have a couple ranks in digital operate, so I could help.
Cool. Because
Question mark?
Yeah,
I want someone watching him.
go. Yeah, I mean, Kura will play
Preferably-
nice and chat him up and basically. keep him-
Preferably someone who can punch him hard enough that he'll remember it.
I don't know
Hello.
about punch, but you know.
Okay, Bird will come.
Cool. I got a third. That means I'm gonna have someone check the everything to make sure there's nothing else. Who's good at searching?
Hi.
Lavana.
Cool. Third. Okay, before we go in, here's the plan. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check his electronics. Bird, you're gonna check for electronics. Kura, you can talk to the kid. Make sure he doesn't go anywhere or do anything.
Okay.
And then Guy.
Or breathe, or look at anybody funny.
Just walks
Excuse
in
me,
the
I'm
room.
busy. Excuse me, I'm babysitting an otter. I'm busy.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that's a full-time job.
Did you see what he did to that poor library? I'm surprised I'm allowed back.
I wish you luck.
I am watching the I am watching the Julius.
Just put on Sesame
I'm a
Street.
busy. I am a busy.
No, gravity doesn't work that way. Stop it.
How did you?
How was he on the ceiling? I literally don't understand how he's doing this.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, as you like ring the doorbell or whatever you would call it on a ship like this to Edward's cabin, it takes a minute or so, but eventually a very, very sleepy Lynx answers.
Good morning, cat.
What? Oh god! Damn it! Oh, okay. Sorry.
Are
I
you here?
I was sleeping. Do you guys know what time it is?
Yeah. Time for the inspection.
Oh crap. Okay.
Milo's gonna look over at
I'm
guys
just
like.
making gags.
Milo's
I'm
gonna
not
just look-
there though.
Oh right, you're not there.
I'm not there. I've just been making sillies.
well, because I started reacting. It's like, wait a sec. All right.
Yeah, I was concerned when he started speaking back to me. I'm like, no, this isn't funny. Stop.
I forgot too.
Okay, so Lavana's question's still up in the air.
What question?
I just asked him, are you here?
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry you woke me.
First order of business, I would like to do a roll to see if this is an act. I don't trust this kid.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't trust.
The probably subterfuge. Since you're expecting foul play, community perceives subterfuge.
Oh, community perceive. Okay. I gotta check because. Oh right, damn it, still 2. I'm still a point away from 3. Oh. Right. Subterfuge, I believe. Yep. What do you mean there was an error? What do you mean there was an error? Oh, because I typed roll twice somehow. Oh, stop!
Good job.
Well, there's my IRL rolls. There we go.
Okay. You are quite certain that this is not an act. You really just woke him up.
Oh my god, it's a script kitty. He's not. He is actually this shy. Okay, this will be fun. All right, kid. I hear you've got some toys I need to look at.
Oh, goddamn. Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess come in, I guess.
Strolling in, making sure Bird follows.
And dragging Kura back behind.
Edward pretty much walks straight to a desk where the computer has been set up. No, not using the smart glass as an actual, as his own system setup. Which he just turns on and then basically makes room at the chair. looks rather nervous at Milo and says, "You do know what you're doing, right?
This is what I get paid to do."
I kinda built this myself. Please don't break it."
Oh, inspection.
Okay, so he's staring at his electronics, terrified they're gonna get messed up.
Reasonable. Perfectly reasonable.
Basically hovering around Milo, like looking over his shoulder the whole time, and with the expression of please don't break anything, please.
Don't blow it up. Don't blow it up.
Please don't hurt it. What was that?
Oh, it was for later.
Okay.
The search roll. The
plan.
checking around. The plan.
Basically, see if the kid has anything
okay.
hiding.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you with Edward, like keep basically sticking around Milo. You can look around as much as you want. You don't find you don't find very much that looks like personal belongings. Get the impression that Edward didn't actually bring much luggage with him. At least not for a cabin this size.
So no random electronics scattered about.
There's a few. The guy definitely has more than one toggle case line. No, it's just that that like lots of the closets are empty, except for a shirt here, maybe 1 or 2 pants there. The thing that you would expect to find filled with a passenger's personal belongings. It's just mostly empty.
Alright.
Okay, so looking around. Oh my god, he's using some obscure version of Unix.
Oh, he's using 800-year-old,
Oh my god, it's XP.
Yeah.
No, it's 98.
Oh.
How did you even get this in space? So 1 success.
Milo, you are actually fairly impressed. Edward is definitely knows what he's doing.
Oh my god, he's actually got tools instead of just scripts. This is impressive. How did you get this far without social engineering? I think I'm going to have fun with this kid. I know who my client's gonna be.
If he's not the murderer.
Especially if he's the murderer. Then I'll have someone in prison to talk to. Holy shit! You know how much you know what happened to the last guy that got major federal prison time? He now has the biggest security auditing company on the planet.
Okay. Well, are you just checking everything yourself, or are you asking questions, or
I would
what?
assume there'd be questions,
Mhm.
such as oh, did the company supply you with this, because this isn't cheap. This software is not cheap.
No, that don't really supply me with anything. Some of this I wrote myself. Some of this I got on the net. You know.
I recognize some of this. This is a Unix system. I know this.
Okay, drop it with the Jurassic Park references.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had to make at least one.
Fair.
Okay. As for proper protocol, Milo's going to shut down the computer, since he's got everything he can with just a cursory glance, and make a complete copy of the hard drive.
Yeah, Edward doesn't look happy, but he's not gonna stop you. But he is asking what you're doing.
Oh, just making a copy. Typical DFIR stuff. I forgot the acronym for Digital Forensics Incident Response.
Well, okay.
I assume you'd rather me do this than actually poke around on your machine.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, in the meantime, Levana.
Yes.
You do find, you do find, like I said, nothing in the way of the personal belongings you would expect. Plenty of electronics, you know, actual spare parts, you know, like extra. I mean, don't know if they have like hard drives, but you know, spare hard drives, stuff like that. Whatever sci-fi version of that they have in HSD. But not really much incriminating.
Just a bunch of stupid nerd stuff.
I'm gonna go ahead and set the nerd stuff down softly next to the Shark Boy, and he can determine if he wants to mess with it or not.
Edward looks suitably dismayed that you're going through his stuff like that, but he is not audibly complaining. He has the air about him that's like, oh well, this is happening. I gotta live with this.
Oh well, they already did it once at the company. I guess I can live with it. I'm gonna do another. Would it be a digital operate? I guess it would be, or like a subterfuge, just to see if anything of it is of note.
Yeah, that's yeah, subterfuge would be fitting here.
Subterfuge, okay.
There's tons of suspicious stuff here.
But does any of it relate to murder?
No. It relates to, you know, to quote from the Matrix, about every cybercrime we have a law for. But no, not murder.
So not murder and no jammers. Well, there's probably some jammers, but nothing this.
It's no, not murder. This guy's a hacker.
Yeah. This is apparently a very well funded hacker, because that shit's not cheap.
And as you know, especially with help, because you know he's you just have to ask him, and he's, you know, Edward, you know, being resigned that he has to, you know, go through this. He is somewhat helpful, and you eventually find the whatever exactly it is that he did to the security system to make it to make it turn off in the area at semi-regular intervals.
Oh my god.
And to make it look like a glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Which is in your expert opinion a really good bit of hacking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said before, this guy does know what he's doing. But I mean, yeah, that is pretty much it. There's not nothing overt. Well, I don't know if overtly malicious is the right word here. Yeah, but nothing is that otherwise ties him to a murder.
So I take it this kid has at least some tangential, like, spyglass ties.
Very possible.
This kid's obviously made money off of this. So, what other places have you hit? Because this is quite a haul.
Well, RLC obviously. Not me. He rattles down a bit of a list, and I'm sorry I didn't come up with everything, you know? But there's probably some stuff that you've heard of, Milo.
Okay.
There's like you know, stuff like, hey, I've heard of that. They never caught who did that.
Oh, well, I was thinking more along the lines of, none of them are my clients, so I'm okay with this. Okay. Now the important part. Do I have... Can I... Hey Ed, what's your handle? So What is he?
Damn it. Didn't come up with one.
I know. Just you can just tell me if he gives it to me or not. I wasn't expecting you to do that because it's kind of obscure.
Yeah, he gives it to you.
Do I recognize it? Should I do a roll for that?
Yes, please.
What roll?
Let's go with logic. Mostly because I mean I don't remember if it's in Milo's background you said where he is normally based, on which planet. But right now I'm assuming since we started out of Mars that's usually where Milo hangs out. So you may not be as familiar with this stuff on Venus as you would be on Mars.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been Venus. I mean, he was IRPF, so he traveled a little bit for training purposes because that's what happens. And then Spyglass, but I don't really think too much.
Yeah. No, logic, please.
Logic. Mind or community?
Mind.
Okay.
This is basically just remembering.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2 successes. So I'm gonna say you've heard of that handle. I guess sort of fairly recently. Like one of the new people in the scene. But hey, he's new, but he's good.
I'll keep this in mind. I've heard of you. Color me impressed.
That does cheer him up a little.
Work on the social engineering a little bit. Maybe, how okay, so physically how stereotypically nerdy is he? Does he look like he could run down the hall without running out of breath?
He is okay. He is not like stereotypically fat or anything, but he's also not like particularly good in shape. I mean, he's obviously not a Poles person. He could probably run down the hallway without getting out of breath.
But not much more.
Probably not really that much more than that, though.
Okay, so about average.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a hacker kit or script kiddie or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not up to date on those terms, but it's not as stereotypical as it could.
Okay. So just for reference, since he wrote some of his own code, he's not a script kiddie.
Okay.
If you write your own stuff, arguably if you can. Okay. Shoot. If you just work on your social skills a little bit, I could probably help you go legit.
Well, legit? Really?
Yeah. I mean, the money's not quite as good, but you don't have to worry about getting caught again.
Oh well, that would be nice.
I'll see what I can scrounge up for you.
Okay.
He's so bad. He's so reserved and sad. I'm starting to see him as Eeyore.
Aww.
I'm starting to see Eeyore. I'm not okay with
Aww.
it.
Okay. Then he actually asks you, well, what about the net access? Have you found out what's wrong with that?
We didn't get too far looking yesterday. We're not quite sure. We're pretty sure someone's messed with something, though.
Do you know where or what? Is some sort of gem or what?
It's definitely not anything external. It's something's misconfigured or something. Also, sorry, I need another minute.
Okay.
Alright. Kura will say,
Likely it's software, but they haven't been able to isolate the problem.
Oh. Huh. That's interesting. I was actually looking around, like last night when the net didn't come back, or the night before. Sorry. But I thought maybe someone pushed the wrong button somewhere, but I didn't find anything.
hmm. Let's see.
The
Yes?
young had questions, I believe.
Yeah, Kura. Sorry for the silence. I've been staring at my notes.
It's cool.
Kura is gonna ask Bowers if he has worked with Steph's at all, Zoro Steph's. Like, what does Bowers know about him?
That starts with the system, right?
Mhm.
No, I haven't really had any contact with him.
Hmm.
I saw them together, of course, but
Right.
no, Cells would always like work directly with me.
Because I'm curious if Isidoro caught wind of the whole affair thing.
Are you asking Edward directly?
Kura is musing that aloud.
Okay. To that, Edward replies, I don't know, but wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's his assistant, so it's not unlikely that he'll notice it eventually.
Right. I'm just thinking that he might have a vested interest trying to keep this covered up.
It's I do know, and this is in character as Edward. That starts with, and what's her name? The cheetah I can never remember. They do have a sort of contract for this affair of theirs. It sounds weird, I know, but that's apparently a thing, so that they can't actually blackmail each other over it.
Right.
Mail each other. I don't know the details, but yeah, they have that.
Might be someone to talk to again.
Here we go. 6.
But if you let me back at my computer, I can I could try and help you with whatever is disrupting communications.
I'd say that's up to Milo here.
I mean, at this point, it probably wouldn't hurt because it's an extra set of eyes, and since Milo now literally has a hard drive with a copy of everything this kid has, he knows what he can do and what it will look like if he did it. So it's not too much of a problem. And I honestly don't think he'll do anything because he knows he's going to be the first person to get looked at.
That's more than fair.
Also, I feel like having the bird search for things was a little speciesist. I just thought of that. Bird, find the shiny things.
Thankfully not a magpie.
Time.
Excuse me.
Okay, well, I think at least Shark Boy's got everything he's gonna get for the time being.
Okay.
I'm good.
So, what are you guys gonna do next?
That is a good question.
Aside from pick up the other 2 party members?
Yeah.
I was just gonna look between the hyena and the bird to see if they're ready to split.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. As you leave, Edward is already like back at his computer.
And I say we should go talk to the Zoro Stephs.
Quit talking.
On your way there. What is her name? Alina Narracott, the security chief, is like coming down the hallway and like actually like waving as she sees you. Says, "Oh well, excellent, there you are. I have good news. We found the weapon."
Oh. Where?
I love that everybody's first thought is where.
Outside of the ship, actually.
Excuse me?
That's a bad thing.
I'm not surprised.
It's if you better come here. Just shouldn't be shouting this all over the hallway. She takes you with like to her office, which is not too far away. And she explains to you that it's that they found it on basically a combination of routine check and a complaint from another passenger that stuff was thrown at their window. So what it basically comes down to, that their best guess is that somebody was trying to throw it overboard.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's the ship is like it's there's a like walkway around there on top of the ship that goes all around, sort of a, what's it called? Was it like a running track?
Yeah, I forget the term for it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This isn't a spaceship; it's like an airship.
Yes. But it's like the edge of the edge of that. Yeah, it goes around the ship, but I say around. It's not actually at the edge of the ship. There's like a curve going down. So you couldn't throw something, that it will guaranteed fall down. It will slide down the edge of the ship, and it basically got caught on something.
Start rattling.
And yeah, there were passengers who noticed that. Was apparently fairly early in the morning, after the murder, and yeah, she shows it to you. It's a small pistol, as expected, like a palm shot, and they also in the same not at the exact same spot, but in the same area. They also found a device that they couldn't immediately identify. So everybody, all of you, please give me a mind exert, either logic or protocol. No, let's go with protocol. And if any of you have a spyglass background, you may add 1 to that.
All right, 3d8 plus 1. And nothing.
Fishy nose.
Fishy no.
Fishy nose.
Guy?
Guy noticed nothing.
Guy knows nothing.
Did you roll? I don't see your roll.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, go ahead. You're there too.
Okay, that was mine. Then what?
Might exert protocol.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody got called in for this.
Everyone, get in here.
I don't know what I'm doing. Like I said,
Oh,
guy knows nothing.
Guy's not a nerd.
Never mind. But our resident shark got it. Yeah, that's definitely a spam in a can. You recognize that.
Spam a can.
Does he mean the little baggy?
I don't even like spam.
Spam, 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 spammy spam. Okay, so to the forensic. Shit, how are we gonna do forensics?
I don't know.
We don't have a lab for this.
Wiggle your fingers at it.
You can try to use you can use sick bay. They it's not ideal, but it should work.
The gloves keep the fluffy thing away from it, so it doesn't look like he murdered.
Guy's like, excuse me.
On the gloves. Take it with Burb. This is your job.
Why?
Don't touch it with your feathers.
You know why.
Feather prints? What?
Feather prints.
No.
I'm confused.
No, it's gonna be your job to examine it because I'm bad at this.
I wonder why guys said don't touch it with your feathers.
Well, because we don't really have a way to check for fingerprints, do we?
No, but we can check. For,
I'm not sure fingerprints actually.
there's
You know what I mean?
there's still like hair fibers and stuff.
Yeah,
That definitely.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
might
why
be
I said
fur
don't touch it with your
fibers,
feathers.
Fur fibers and
They
stuff like
they already have both the gun and the spam in a can in a bag, so
yeah,
it can be transported without danger of contaminating it.
Yep. Evidence
Okay.
baggies. Alright,
Although I would like to add that it was like lying on the outside for a day, so
It wasn't raining, so there could still be something.
yep. Also, the could probably check for if like what this was manufactured at. Was it manufactured on the ship? Was it manufactured like before we got on the ship? Basically, that might tell us how premeditated this is.
Well, unless they brought their own, printer.
yeah. No, that's something that Alina can confirm that she's adamant. Nobody on board could have printed a gun.
It's viably impossible, as that would have set off all kinds of alerts.
Yeah.
You remember, all of the buy spots and the printers attached to them are logged. Like, that stuff is...
Yeah.
That is the most impregnable thing that's publicly available. Like, it's,
Yeah.
it's
You
literally
got
like going to try to rob a bank with a
Yeah.
pea shooter. You're not gonna do it.
You gotta remember that the economy is based on these things.
Mm-hmm.
So these things have all sorts of security hardwired into them.
Right.
That's what makes the grottos and places like that so special. Is because they have their own manufacturing stuff. Meaning, while they don't technically have any wealth as we understand it, being in the rest of Seoul, they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want.
Yep. And no one can track their manufacturing.
Nope. They can
Which
just do
means-
whatever.
Which means no one knows truly what their equipment capabilities are.
They could have giant cannons inside their grotto and we'd never know.
They could have mechs.
They could. We wouldn't know. They could have machined the parts or whatever. We would never know unless we actually went there. Which is part of why the grottos are like super, don't bother us.
Yep.
So anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yes.
That's part of why there's no way for them to have printed a gun there. Meaning the gun was brought onto the ship secretly. It's a palm shot, not too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was somehow somebody figured out how to print that thing with their own printer on there. Or it was purchased at one of the stops and then smuggled on.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your
Which-
options, basically.
All
Which
possible.
all of these options indicate a heavy amount of premeditation. This was not a I caught you cheating on me, so I'm gonna shoot you on the spot kind of crime.
Exactly. If that was the case, we'd be looking at a much more common gun. Something
Yeah.
that the typical person would have.
And a lot more overkill too. If it's a crime of passion, you don't shoot them once in the chest and leave. You shoot them several times.
Generally in the face.
Yeah.
In the face.
Well, either they riddle your chest so full of holes that it's ridiculous, or they turn your face into mush.
Yeah.
That tends to be how people kill each other in passion. They blow your brains out as much as they can, or they fill you full of holes, one way or another.
And something's interesting about this, and I'm not sure if it's like I'm not sure what it means, but they didn't shoot him. They didn't shoot him in the head, which means theoretically this guy could be brought back. Which means I don't know. Like he's the head of a he's at least pretty executive within a a corporation, you'd think that if they really, 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 really wanted this guy permanently out of the picture, they would have at least put one through his head.
Again, remember, you don't need somebody's like a brain or anything to bring them back with the way they do it in HSD. You basically just need confirmation that they're dead.
Right.
Print another one.
Yeah. They already have the backup. They just need to basically print it out.
Right. Well, I guess take it to the lab and analyze it.
Forensics.
Yep, and
Okay.
while Levana does that, can I take a look at it and maybe use like engineering to see how much this gun has been fired?
You can attempt. Sure.
Yeah, because I just want to see, is this like a burner gun where somebody, printed this, used it once, and then ditched it? Or is this like someone's personal firearm that, has been used several times?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 14, 11, 8.
Nice. Okay, as far as you can tell, this gun can't have been fired more than a handful of times.
Okay. So either it's been fired by an assassin who's really, really, really good, or somebody who maybe practiced with it a little bit and then used it once and ditched it.
Yep, fairly possible.
Alright. Levana, want to see if you can get any forensics off of this?
See, would I know forensic science? That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say, you're not like an expert at it, but enough to get. Yeah, maybe if you checked for some help with the security team, see if someone is there who can give you some tips.
Yeah.
You could get the job done.
Okay.
I've watched CSI. I know how this works.
I'm just trying to figure out what sort of check would be best for that.
Probably medicine.
Mind exert medicine.
that was my that was what my thinking when I offloaded this onto Burb.
Well, yeah, I could be convinced to make this.
It has been decided.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh boy.
I'm too much of a pushover to be a good GM.
7, 7, 10, 8. Not bad.
All in all, pretty pathetic.
Okay, it's, unfortunately, your examination is, not really conclusive. You don't find any hairs on the gun.
And the jammer.
Same.
Oh.
So wait, when was the complaint that something was thrown out the window?
Early the previous morning. The the morning directly after the
Alright. So,
early as in between 6, 7, somewhere around there.
how often do they empty the trash and whatnot?
The trash?
Disposable gloves, I'm thinking, maybe.
My question was going to be,
That or they just wiped it down.
was it during the time of the blackout?
Well, the communications blackout is still going, so yes.
Oh, right.
But what about the security?
The blackout that Edward set up was over by then.
It was over by then.
Oh.
Okay. Back to the cameras. Let's see who was on deck. I'm going to assume they know what they're doing, so we might get a silhouette or something.
There are a few like early morning runners around there.
Toss.
You don't really catch anything. No, you don't see somebody actually tossing something overboard.
Do we see any of the suspects though?
As a matter of fact, you do.
Oh.
It's Doros Steffs, who also told you that he went for a run at that time.
Well, we were gonna question him again today as well. So.
And what would his motivation be?
He was the victim's personal assistant. Said he was both a pain in the ass to work for at times, might have personal motivation or business motivation surrounding the whole affair with, what's her name?
Vet.
He might have something to gain by, he's personal assistant of this guy. He might have something to gain monetarily from knocking him off, or he was hired. Myriad reasons.
Now I want to know how long he's been the assistant.
Can ask him in a few moments.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just looked down and there's a spider crawling up the wall right next to me.
Friend! Hi, friend!
Spiders are nice.
Spider's our friend.
Flee! Flee the spider!
I'm gonna be right back, guys. I need to get him outside without squishing him.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna rescue. Operation Arachnid Rescue. Go.
Operation Save the Spider.
As much as I dislike spiders, I do approve of putting them outside without squishing them.
You outside now. Somebody will remember this.
So, when Operation Arachnid Rescue is over, is there going to be enough time to do anything?
Probably not. I think we are getting at closing time.
Good, because I misplaced my pen.
Am I correct, Rage?
Yes.
Yes.
Succinct answer. I like it.
I don't know why, but one-word answers always make me worried. In any situation.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do?
Elaborate.
It's just a
What are-
personal thing of mine. It's just
What are you buying? What are you selling?
things and stuff. No one says just things.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
All right.
talk on
Our Operation Arachnid Rescue was a success. No casualties.
Da-da-da-da,
Hooray!
da-da.
TikTok on the clock.
Yeah. Well, since we are getting close to closing time, we shall call it here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Closing time.
It was Jeeves.
Okay, I wasn't the only one thinking that.
It was the butler the whole time. It's always the butler or the maid. Always one of them. We don't know why.
I don't know,
The
it's
bu-
never really the maid.
The butler, whatever it is, he did it.
Ah, if you've never had it be the maid, then you don't know proper maids. You haven't
Oh.
experienced the horror.
Okay.
Maid's had it made.
No, it's
um,
because every time we play whatchamacallit, Clue at my house, every time it's Mrs. White.
Oh, of course.
It's every time. Don't know why. It's so
Nice.
frustrating.
I think you need to shuffle better.
I'm beginning to think the same.
All right. Everybody get 11 XP.
Yay.
11D.
That's one more
Yes.
than we usually get.
Yeah, because you did quite well today.
Yay.
Hey.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
So
And
much.
and you get the usual 50 credits.
Salary.
And then you get to say goodbye to the viewers.
Bye, viewers.
Bye, viewers.
Bye, viewers. And
I
then
apologize for nothing.
You all get a reprieve because I'm. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Oh,
and then Rezi gets to stop the stream.
Yep. I had a